How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all having an awesome day so far. Wraith here with a Doom Eternal video which will dive into the lore and origins of the demons that exist within the game. Much of the content is from some gameplays and the recent leak of the art book, so if you want to keep most of this content a surprise, then you'd want to come back at a later time as this video will contain spoilers. I can't wait to get my copy on the art book as I'd like to have physical copies of art books, and this one is really awesome. If you haven't yet, I would highly recommend pre-ordering the art book as a way to not only have an amazing book of concept art, but to also support id Software and Dark Horse Books. Before I get going, I always like to say that I appreciate all the support that I get on the channel. It really blows my mind that a lot of you actually enjoy what you see here, and of course if you are new and like Doom, then you are in the right place. Be sure to subscribe as we work towards the goal of 25,000 subscribers by the end of March. Let's rip and tear those demons together. Throughout many of the reveals and gameplays we have seen so far, a lot of lore for the demons that we can rip and tear have been shown to us. We know that there are categories for each demon in Doom Eternal, such as fodder, heavies, super heavies, and of course bosses. On top of that, the lore in the game allows us to dig even deeper than we all thought was even available to know about. For the most part, most of us would agree that hell exists within this universe of the game and that there is a Dark Lord that commands the forces of hell. Within the lore in Doom 2016, we haven't really seen much about the Dark Lord, except that the Codex entry for the Hell Knights mentioned demon overlords. Another entry mentions that the cyber demons are shadow lords and that Olivia Pierce made a deal with the Dark Lord. For a place full of misery and chaos, there is an actual organization and structure within the Dark Realm, believe it or not. In Doom Eternal, we will be able to discover more of those who command the Dark Forces and possibly get to fight some of them. One such demon that comes to mind is the powerful Archvile. This demon has become so notorious for how powerful he is and how annoying he can be if you don't take him out quickly. In Doom 2, it was annoying when you came across one randomly or were in an area that you couldn't hide from his flame attack. He wasn't all that powerful as you could take him out with several rockets, but if you were hit by one of his flame attacks, then you were pretty much close to death after one more hit. In Doom 3, he was honestly not that bad to fight against as well. He was able to have the same abilities, but the flame attack was more linear than an actual hit scanner like before. The Summoner in Doom 2016 was the equivalent of the Archvile, but was not as powerful and could be taken out in a matter of seconds. However, if you are not familiar with her attack patterns and such, then she will be a force to reckon with. The Archvile in Doom Eternal, on the other hand, has pretty much the same abilities such as throwing walls of fire at the player, resurrecting fallen enemies, and now this time is able to provide a buff to the demons within its vicinity. On top of that, he's now even stronger as we've seen in recent gameplays that he can take a beating. In the Spud Hunter's gameplay of a Slayer Gate arena, he shot the BFG and even though the Archvile was hit with part of the blast, it didn't really do anything to him. In Markiplier's gameplay, he had to hit him with a ton of shots with high-powered weapons to finally bring him down. A direct hit with the BFG will definitely take him out in one shot though. A powerful demon like this would most definitely have a place in the hierarchy of demons, and within the lore he is actually considered a demon lord. The Archvile was forged from Hellfire and is descended from the eldest race of demons. This powerful figure has been around for a long time, and because of that, the Archviles have a place within the ruling caste of highborn demon lords. Not only are they powerful, but are more intelligent than most of the other demons within Hell. That's saying a lot considering most demons are powerful and are able to overwhelm even the fiercest warriors from Argent D'Nur and of Earth. In my opinion, the Archviles may not necessarily be actual Dark Lords, but rather generals to either the Dark Lord or to the demons that are lieutenants to the Dark Lord. Within the depths of hell, royalty exists. We know that the Archvile belongs to the hierarchy of demons, but there are still others that are above the Archviles. The immortal Ark Demons claim dominion over the innermost circles of hell and rule as lieutenants of the Dark Lord. The Codex for the Hell Knight in Doom Eternal mentioned the Ark Demons, so it's nice to see a bit more description on who they are. Erebus is one such Ark Demon loyal to the Dark Lord that resides in the spire cities of Dis, risen from the ruins of Babel. There are some interesting things to point out from this info. Erebus in Greek mythology is the name of one of the primordial deities born out of the primeval void, chaos. The name Erebus is also a name referred to as the underworld and is the name of my favorite level in the original Doom game on episode 3. I think that the name is very fitting for this Ark Demon as this artwork for him just shows how dark and evil he is considering he is a demon titan of sorts and a lieutenant to the Dark Lord. However, he does remind me of a certain creature from Quake 4. Maybe they're related. Another thing to point out is that it mentions the spire cities of Dis, risen from the ruins of Babel. Most of you would remember that this is the last level on the 3rd episode of the original Doom game where we fought the Spider Mastermind. This also shows up in Roman mythology as the equivalent to Hades, which is in Greek mythology. It's really interesting how they use these kinds of names and the correlation between them and locations in hell. When I first read this part, I was thinking it was referring to the Tower of Babel that Doom Guy fought the Cyber Demon. The Tower of Babel was on the moon base of Deimos, and at the end of the episode, the moon was within the Dark Realm. So it's very possible that the Tower of Babel was destroyed, and then the spire cities of Dis rose from the ruins on Deimos. It might be a stretch, but let me know what you all think about that in the comment section. More into the art book, it mentions that there are 6 elder demon gods that rule throughout the regions of hell. These 6 demons could be the Ark Demons, unless of course a demon god is a higher rank than an Ark Demon, much like a god is higher than an Archangel. If the latter is more accurate, then the ranking system in hell is even larger than I thought. We would have the Dark Lord at the very top, the elder demons underneath him, the Ark Demons, then other demons in the hierarchy such as Archviles, Tyrants, and Barons. Cyber demons, or rather tyrants this time around, are mentioned to be demon lords of the black soul pits of Babel. It really seems that this part of hell is going to be a big part of the story. We get to see part of the Spire cities within the hell level part of Exultia, so I'm willing to bet that we will get to come back to this region but closer to the tower in a later level. The tyrants are also wardens and slavers, so they would seem to be among the lower level of demon hierarchy, but still feared upon by many other demons. For the longest time, we've always thought that the cyber demons were among the highest level of demons and were the strongest. However, in Doom Eternal, they will be a force to reckon with, but won't be the strongest to go up against. We've seen in recent gameplays that they can take a beating, but with the right weapons, they can be taken out pretty quick. Of course, this race of cyber demons may not be the same as the other cyber demons like the Balgard demon in Doom 2016 or the ones from the original games. That could be why they are considerably weaker than previous cyber demons. The Fire Barons almost seem to be as strong as the Tyrants based on what we've seen with them in recent gameplay reveals. They are considered the royal guards to the Dark Lord and the highest rank of the Hell Knights. These demons would seem to be at the bottom of the hierarchy as they personally guard the Dark Lord, and Knights tend to be part of royalty. Hell Knights of course may be part of that, but I think because they are a lot weaker, they may not be technically part of that royalty. All in all, the royalty within the realms of hell seem to be more organized as of lately due to both the Dark Lord gaining more power and possibly by doing a deal with the Khan Maker. We know that she is working directly with the Hell Priests and wants to have Earth be completely consumed by hell. If you haven't seen the gameplay that Markiplier showed yet, it shows the loading screen for the level Taras Navad. By the way, I mentioned that this name would be a level in one of my earlier videos, so I'm glad that came true. Anyway, in the text on the loading screen, it mentions that after the Hell Priests were killed by the Slayer, the blood ritual was stopped. However, the Khan Maker wanted the consumption of Earth to continue, so she was in the process of resurrecting the icon of sin to finalize the process. It's very interesting to see how invested she is in that Earth needs to be consumed by hell. The backstory of the Makers basically just describes how they came to be, but doesn't say specifically why Earth needs to be consumed. It could just be that Earth needs to repent and pay for their sins, but to me there needs to be something else to it. The fact that she is working directly with Hell to ensure their victory could be something related to Argent energy. The Makers themselves are obsessed with the energy and use it to make themselves live longer. The people of Argenta practically worshipped it as well, as the wraiths possessed the power and it was prevalent throughout Argent Dunur. Within the art book, it does mention something that the power could be originally from Hell, so if that is the case, then it could be corrupting the Makers to make the decisions that they do. Maybe the Khan Maker did a deal with the Dark Lord to help him consume other worlds, and in return he gives them an endless source of Argent energy. I may be completely off with this, but I want to hear what you all think about the topic. The Dark Realm is an inverse reality of ours and has an endless supply of hell energy and a powerful yet organized hierarchy. The Dark Lord has been gradually building up his forces and is desperate to end the Slayer's crusade so he can consume Earth and many other worlds like before. What do you all think about the hierarchy of hell and the lore that we've discovered so far? Let me know down in the comment section. I hope you all enjoyed the video and have learned something new about Doom Eternal. Something I wanted to say before we parted ways was about a recent thing about some Doom YouTubers. I'm the type of person that won't call out other content creators as a way to prove that my content is better or that they give useless information for 10 minutes or whatever the case may be. I want to help build up this community and we all should work together. Criticism is totally fine as long as it's constructive. That way we all improve our content and not be so negative to each other. The Doom community is a place place I love being a part of, and I really don't like it when people try to be gatekeepers and think that they know the content better than others, even if it's obvious or not. Other than that, I really appreciate the support on the channel, and if there's anything you would like me to improve on, definitely let me know. I always want to improve the channel, so any constructive criticism is much appreciated. Be sure to like, subscribe, and set up notifications so you can stay up to date with the channel and help this video get out there more. Also check out my social media accounts at RipNtear Gaming to see other things over there as well. For the time being, I will be covering a ton of topics on Doom Eternal, so expect more videos down the road. Until next time, fellow Slayers, don't forget to rip and tear. Peace.